All right, I think we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to technically episode 2 of the Slick Track podcast. But due to our guests tonight, we have titled it episode 1S. It is Land Shark Week. We're heading into the World of Outlaws opener at Volusia. To kick that off, we do have two phenomenal guests with us. The first one I'd like to introduce is a Drydene representative who has been driving on the road all night. Actually, when we met him, he was still on the highway, Mr. Bill Klingbeil.
Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Bill. Glad to see you got to the pilot safe.
That's right. Safety first. We got to make sure we stop and we're taking care of business here. So,
and then the our big star tonight, driver number 1S, World of Outlaws sprint car, Logan Schuchart.
What's going on, bud?
Hey,
Logan, how's it going?
Good. How are you guys?
we're doing good.
It's cold up here, man.
That's why I left it.
Yeah.
I'm down here in sunny Florida.
I'm in Wyoming.
Nice.
It's been below zero most of the day. It's been freezing.
Yeah, we got freezing rain and everything up here in Pennsylvania.
Oh, gross. And Logan, you're at your grandma's house, right? We talked. Bill's at the pilot.
I am. I'm in Ormond Beach, Florida.
Hell yeah! How far away was that from Volusia?
It's only about a half hour, so it's not too far away. And I stay here the last couple. Well, every once in a while, I got some motorhome now, but that's why I'm not really there right now. But brought it down about a month ago to get it worked on, and it's still not done. So that's what we got going on.
Hell yeah! And Bill, are you on your way down to Volusia? Where are you at right now?
yes, just left Gastonia, so we're almost to South Carolina here. The pilot fueling up a little bit. We're on our way to Commerce, Georgia, for the evening. So gonna call that our halfway point, and then head down to Florida tomorrow the rest of the way.
Hell yeah! Well, yeah, sounds like you got a full night ahead of you, and then a full day tomorrow as well. We'll kind of kick it off here. I do want to hit back to Logan for a quick second. Logan, you've got a ton of family ties into racing. Kind of explain to our viewers what those ties are and kind of how you got your foot in the door with racing and when you started.
Oh, my grandfather still owns the race team. He raced for a living, Bobby Allen, and he's kind of a legend in our sport and kind of got it started. And still in my mind, and one of the best there ever was. And original outlaw, kind of the reason the Outlaws got started and had a big part to do with it. So, very proud to call him my grandfather. And my cousin Michael Newman builds the engine. So there's a lot of family involved. Bill's a big part at Drydene and is my stepfather. So, and my mom sells the T-shirts. My girlfriend Summer, helped sell the T-shirts with her. And so it's a lot of family. One of the only family-owned race teams other than maybe Jason Johnson Racing, and very neat for us for sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. You talked about your family going back being one of the original Outlaws in your grandfather. About when did you start your career in racing? How old were you when you first sat in the car?
I've raced something my whole life. I've raced, we used to have a family amusement park named Speedway 94. It used to be Allen's Cartway. And I raced there when I was very young, 2 to 8 years old and that kind of age. So, but I started racing competitive go-karts when I was about 8 up until I was about 15. And somewhere in that area, got in a sprint car for the first time, a limited sprint car. And ran that for a little while, and when I was about 18, I got into 410 for the first time, and just kind of trickled on up from there, and with a lot of great people along the way to kind of make that happen, and build it on up to what it is today.
Yeah, hell yeah. And one of the things with Fanfield Motorsports we do when we ask any guests we have on, who are you? So take away the helmet, take away the race car. What do you do outside of the racetrack?
I'm big into fitness. I like, staying in shape. It's something I'd say takes up a good bit of my time. Just a little bit of everything. In the fall, I like to go hunting. I'm a hunter. And then recently, since COVID happened, I got into golfing a little bit. So I shoot a really good 130, so it's
Yeah.
I really enjoy it.
I'm right there with you. I'm about 125 maybe.
He's better than that. He's bluffing there a little bit.
Yeah.
He's better than 130. He beats me whenever we play for sure. So he's much better than that.
But dang, I'm gonna have to join y'all then, because y'all right there at me. It's 112 to 120 every time.
I like it.
Yeah, we don't count extra strokes when we play. Makes our scores look better. Bill, I want to pop you on real quick.
Sure.
So I introduced you as the Drydene representative, and you were telling me before we went live, kind of jack of all, master of none, and all the roles that you have. Kind of explain to some of our viewers what exactly those roles are and how many you have.
Well, I wear a lot of hats for sure. So we're always on the go. And like Logan mentioned, there's the family aspect. So for me, it kind of ties it all together. So I started in racing as a kid, going to dirt tracks on Saturday nights, and I kind of got hooked on the sport. So it's always been something that I've had a passion for. And when I went to college, I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. I wanted to be on ESPN. And at that time, it was right when TNN was kind of getting their coverage of sprint car racing, Motor Madness, and all those things. I wanted to be on the air with Bobby Gerald and Dave Reef as a pit reporter, and Ralph Faheen and Steve Evans and those guys. And they were doing such a good job, I wasn't able to kind of get my foot in the door, so I had to go back and kind of find my own way. So I put it out to be like the first sprint car World of Outlaws PR guy, and I was able to kind of do that. So in 1998, I hooked up with Amoco Oil Company out of Chicago, and just kind of got my start there. So I've been actually in motorsports ever since, and done World of Outlaws stuff. Went to work for Tony Stewart in 2008, and that kind of led me to do some NASCAR stuff, drag racing, U.S. Army, Top Fuel stuff. But sprint cars are where my passion are, and my passion is, I should say. And it kind of led me to where I'm at today. And as Logan mentioned, his mom and I were married, and that gave me an opportunity to work with Logan and Bobby and the Shark team. And so how we got to Drydene was Logan got a phone call that someone might be interested in sponsoring us. And he said, would you give the guy a call? And so I called him, and we had put together a kind of a sizzle reel and a kind of a portfolio. And a couple of days later, Dave Klinger, the president of Drydene, called me and said, hey, we like what you put together. Can you come have a meeting? And so this was April of 2018. And we were able to strike a deal and do like a 3-race deal with Drydene, and they met Logan and met the team, and we came down to Charlotte and basically had 3 races. And then Al Johnson, the VP, said, hey, we've got a problem. We like Drydene on the car so much we can't take it off. So it's been a great relationship since then, and we're going on year 5 now. And as I mentioned before, it'll be off the air, but the new company is Relodyne is the new owner of Drydene. And so earlier this week, we put out a release that Relodyne's got a relationship with Logan and Shark Racing for the year, and he'll be driving the Drydene Duramax 1S out on the World of Outlaws Tour for his 9th season, and going after the big trophies and big gators and World of Outlaw Championships. So I get to do a little bit of everything. I get work for the team, I work for the sponsor, I work for the sport, I work for the family. Just adrenaline junkie, and like I said, now we're driving across from Pennsylvania to Georgia through the rain, and be in Florida tomorrow. So it's all part of it. It's been a ton of work. And this time of the year, everybody always asks about your off season or whatever, and you just kind of laugh because it's we're still working just as hard. It's just we don't get to go to the races on the Friday and Saturday nights, but that'll all change next week. Monday night we get to practice and go from there.
Yeah, it's always nice when a sponsorship works out like that, huh? They sign on for 3 races and stick around for 5+ years.
It does. It's kind of a good thing, and like I said, I've been around for a long time with it, and sponsorships come and go, and it's about the relationships that you can make with the people, and you always kind of know that there's another one around the corner, and you kind of do everything you can to make a sponsor happy and to sell their products, and to give them a great feeling about the sport that we have here, and find new customers, find new consumers, and get people like yourself. You guys are fans of the sport and have seen it grow. And like Logan mentioned, I mean, from 2014, his first year on the Outlaw Tour, to what it is today, he's done an amazing job in terms of growing from just a competitor on the tour to battling for championships and wins every night. So you got to have sponsors. You got to be surrounded by great people. And he's a class act, and great people are, kind of attracted to him. So it's working out well, and we just want to keep getting better every day.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's always a good goal to have. Logan, I want to kick it back to you real quick. He did mention the off season, how you guys work just as hard. I mean, the off season does go by quick. Are you guys ready to get back racing again? You kind of get that itch?
I'm never ready to stop, honestly.
Yeah.
If I could keep racing, if I could race every day, it's whether the cars can keep going, and whether we have the parts and the engines to get it done, and we're not wearing the crew guys out. So they got it the toughest. They're away from any of these guys, doesn't matter what team it is, they're away from home more than anybody. And I'm fortunate enough to have a motorhome out there, like I said. But crew guys, they're on the road all the time, away from home, and working 12-hour days almost every day, especially on race day. Getting up in the morning, and if we race the night before, getting the cars out at 8, 9 in the morning and washing them up, preparing them, doing maintenance, and getting them ready for the next race that night, and not leaving till 10 or 11 at night, and driving a couple hours down the road. So they definitely got it tough. I got a great group of guys with Ron Helmick and Ben Whitman. Jack Eckert was with us last year, and he's going to come on the road for about a year, a little bit past Knoxville this year. So, and Tyler Garber is, the crew chief on Jacob's car. So, we got a great group of guys led by my grandfather, Bobby Allen. And, I really enjoy working with them. And, but I'm definitely ready to get back to racing and go back to a track that we had some success at last year, and hopefully be back to back, Florida Speed Week champs.
Yeah, and you bring up my next point, actually. You ended the year with quite a bit of momentum. You got a win at Eldora. You got a few podiums towards the end of the year as well. Are you looking to ride that momentum to maybe try to get your second big Gator in a row?
That's the goal. I feel like if we just knocked out a few of those DNFs that we had at the end of the year, we, actually, every race that we finished in the last 15 races, we're inside the top 3, and 4 of our 7 wins came there at the in the last month and a half, so, or the last 15 races anyways, or 15, 20 races, whatever it was. But I really felt good there at the end of the year. I felt like we were strong, and definitely looking to get back after it and hopefully continue that momentum in the beginning this year.
Yeah, hell yeah. It's always good to have confidence at the start of the season, as opposed to having to build it throughout the year. I do want to hop back in. So sponsors and partnership are a huge part of racing, especially in the World of Outlaws. How important was Drydene coming on in 2018? How important has that been to your team?
Drydene's been huge for Shark Racing. They've been, we've built a great relationship with everybody, as far as Dave Klinger and Al Johnson. Gene Nace is one of the first people we talked to kind of get the ball rolling with Bill there, and the relationship getting started with Drydene, and now that Drydene name rolling over with Relodyne. So I've only met a few people from Relodyne, but it's it's awesome, the relationship we're going to build. And, I'm looking forward to, keep building the Drydene name as well as the Duramax name, and looking forward to having them on our race car. And, definitely Shark Racing wouldn't be where it is without them, and, the engine program, and the parts that we have to compete at a high level with, as far as our race cars go themselves, and then the ability to have top-notch crew guys like we have, and like I was just talking about. So we wouldn't be able to do that without them, and it's been an awesome ride, and I look forward to continue growing it.
Logan, I know that before 2018 and Drydene coming on board, and how maybe you used other products, but tell us the difference that you've got with this Drydene products now that you use, because not only are they sponsored, but they seem to focus on how those products work in your car, and to give you the best performance possible, even if they have to remix some blends of whatever to make sure that your engine's running cooler than some of the other guys, and your rear end has actually got the right oils in it to make sure it's not going to overheat in comparison to the stuff you used to use. Yeah,
well, Drydene makes quality products for sure. My talking about the heavy duty equipment and the oils that they make, like I said, I have an RV that drives up and down the road and has 1540 Drydene oil in it. And it drives this, it take it up the road on this grueling outlaw tour. And I've had it for 3 years. So, and it's had Drydene oil in it, since it started or since I've had it. So, and then, we use all their products on the race car as far as the greases and, it's part of what makes our program a top-notch World of Outlaw team is to, keep the maintenance, top-notch. And, at times, using their greases to keep us on the track and keep us from having issues.
That's kind of awesome to hear, because you don't see too many big companies anymore that spend time with the local guys or the national touring guys, unless they're like on the NASCAR level and stuff like that, to develop the products. So I mean, knowing that actually is happening on y'all's level, and even the World of Outlaw dirt late model teams, for all of those guys that they're using the same products, it's kind of cool to see that they're going for that and the grassroots racing levels instead of that upper tier in most cases.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing that they're involved with it. Obviously, they understand customers, they understand the loyalty involved with the fans. I mean, Chad, you're all about it too. You understand it, and for Logan and Shark Racing and Jacob, the guys to be able to use the products and get the name out there. I think back in 2018, that's really what the program was looking at. It was a heritage brand back in the early 1900s out of Baltimore, and they were looking for a national opportunity. And so getting involved with Logan and Shark Racing to go across the country, and then, as you mentioned, getting involved with the dirt late model guys and the strength of the Southeast and some of the areas in which the sprint cars don't go. It's they actually, they've really got committed to kind of being out there, being every man's oil. Like Logan mentioned, he used it in his motorhome going up and down the road, construction guys or trucking companies. I mean, there's just a great opportunity to be able to do it. And then, dabbling a little bit in the racing part of it too. Like I said, the greases and the oils and all those things to try to keep everyone going. It's not just here, let's give you some money, we'll put some decals on your race car or sponsor the Outlaws and put up banners. It's how can we get our products in their hands and help keep guys going up and down the road safely.
Yeah, so kind of like to go with this question too, like with Drydene in them, or in the fan connection and stuff, are you going to be doing more like appearances? Because I remember the weekend when you guys were at Port Royal, you made an appearance up at Rudders. Do you think that's going to be something that is that something you do like more outside of states also, or is that just something that came together here at Pennsylvania last year?
It came together last year when we were there. Rudders became the first chain to carry the product. So it was a way that we could kind of give back to them as a kind of a great opportunity. Gene Nace worked really hard to get Rudders to carry the Drydene products. And so that was just kind of, we used that as a template. We showed that to Relodyne and said, here's something we did in our home area. So now they've got 80 locations all across the country. So we know when we go to California, we go to Texas, we go to Kansas City, we have opportunities. And so that Rudders opportunity that we did, we just kind of can be used as a model. So it may be, going to a facility, somehow to do fan engagement is important. I mean, it's one of those rare opportunities. You get to meet a World of Outlaws sprint car star like Logan, come out to a store before a race. And, our interest is A, gain customers, but also B, gain fans, get people to know Logan's a tremendous brand ambassador for Drydene. And the more that we can get him in the public eye. I mean, if you've been to the races, you've seen him talk with kids, talk with adults, talk with fans, talk with competitors. That represents what Drydene's all about too. So yeah, I'm sure we're going to be doing more programs like that. We're right in the midst of kind of scheduling our appearance program right now, which races we're going to have some hospitality out, which races we're going to have customers at. So that's all part of the planning process. But yeah, those events like we did with Rudders, those are great opportunities to engage with fans and customers.
Awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah. I kind of want to steer it away from the active racing schedule and kind of ask an off-the-wall question for both Logan and Bill.
Sure.
I'm a big movies fan. I watch a lot of racing movies, as I'm sure a lot of racing fans do. Do you guys have a favorite fictional racing driver?
Ricky
Fictional
Bobby.
racing.
Ricky Bobby.
Well, I forget. I think his name is Brewster Baker. We got to love Kenny Rogers
yeah.
running that 49 car, down.
Awesome.
He's taking his charges to Atlanta. He had to run the
Heck
dirt tracks
yeah.
there and beat Bobby Lee and all those guys. Or his daughter was Bobby Lee there, of course. But
He had to beat Turk Logan.
Turk Logan. Okay, is there a sprint car movie? We need a sprint car movie that's out there. I mean, I guess Tom Cruise in Days of Thunder was the only. Cole Trickle was a sprint car guy, lost his ride and had to go to Daytona. So we need more racing movies for sure.
Yeah, especially dirt racing movies. I don't know if you guys saw it. That one John Travolta put out was horrendous. If you haven't seen it, don't watch it. It's pretty bad.
I remember seeing previews for it, and then I never heard anything about it, so I figured that was the case.
It stayed out for like a month, and I think it was it ended up on Amazon Prime pretty quick so that you could watch it there. And the other one that was out that is made was called the movie Champion, and a lot of it was filmed at Dixie Speedway in Georgia. So that's another good movie too. It's got a little more, I would say, a little more racing involved in it with not such drama, I guess you would say, of the craziness like the John Travolta movie.
Yeah.
But how can you also not miss Stroker Ace too? I mean, that was a character too.
Yeah, that's a little before Logan's time there. That's way back. Burt Reynolds and what was the chicken company that was sponsoring him? They talk about sponsors getting involved. He had to do all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah.
Chicken suit and all that.
Clyde Torkel's Chicken Pit Special.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a damn good one. Hang on here. I'm answering a question in the chat. So Jared, go ahead.
Yeah, so I just recently got into sprint car racing, and a lot of people were telling me how Pennsylvania drivers are kind of like the best in the World of Outlaws. Like, is that an agreeable statement with?
Well, yeah, they're the best.
Well,
Yeah, this is real.
Bill, do you have something for that?
Oh, that they're the best. Well, heck yeah. Well, the best one. You got the best one on the air with you right now.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, no, Pennsylvania's great. Logan can talk a little bit more about himself, but you think about his career growing up in go karts and then getting thrown right into 358s and earning his cutting his teeth in the dirt bull rings there. They have big tracks. So yeah, I mean the competition is second to none. Even today, when the Outlaws come back to Pennsylvania, the posse will typically give them the run for their money. I know there's great racers in California and the Midwest and other places, but the posse really is the place that makes the Outlaws really work the hardest in terms of trying to take care of business. But yeah, I mean, I think a great race car driver can be from anywhere, but Pennsylvania certainly trains them right based on. I think there really is a knowledge of the heritage and of the history of it. I mean, Logan talked about his grandfather being the best of all time, and here was a kid from Miami of Florida that was a world champion that gave it all up to go race sprint cars, at Lincoln Speedway, and just to make ends meet by anything he needed to do and continue to get better. And some of the guys that he raced with along the way, are some of the best that have ever done it. So I think that's a great statement that some of the best ever from Pennsylvania for sure.
Oh, most definitely. I will agree with that. That Pennsylvania posse is it's badass from the heritage all the way down to the current state of drivers. I mean, it's amazing. I do want to ask, what kind of tracks do you like the best? The short bull rings or the long flying big half miles and such? Because I mean, while I was at Charlotte, during the day and seeing the vapor trails come off the wings, I mean, I put a video out there while they were qualifying and said, these are glorified missile pilots. I mean, them jokers were hauling the mail that day. And I'm just wondering which one of you guys like which track, which type of track, the short ones or the long speed field ones?
I like all racetracks, really. It's, to race with the World of Outlaws, you kind of got to be great at all of them. That's what it takes to be a champion, and you got to be consistent. You got to be fast at every racetrack that you go to. So it makes it, you can't really have a favorite racetrack. If I had to pick one, I'd say, a pretty common answer, or what I would always say is it's hard to beat Eldora. Just the facility, the type of racing, that it puts on, and the just the history that's there. But really, any racetrack, whether it's a quarter mile that has 3 lanes, or racing with a big curb, or a place like Eldora where it's way up against the fence, I just like to see or feel, as a driver, 3 lanes of racing, and being able to move all over the racetrack, and no matter what size it is, and making your car work on that type of racetrack.
Yeah, since we're on the topic of speedways, like, do you have a favorite one in Pennsylvania? Because I know there's Lernerville, Port Royal, Williams Grove. Is there a favorite one that you look forward to every single year?
Definitely Port Royal, I think, has done a fantastic job with making their facility better. Definitely, just in the time that I've been racing, they've made their racetrack a lot better, and so I really enjoy racing there for that reason. But I like just racing at home. Lincoln Speedway is right down the street from my house. I enjoy going there, and Williams Grove's right up the road with a lot of history. So I enjoy going to all those racetracks, and experiencing all of them, and calling Pennsylvania home, like you were kind of talking about earlier, with how the Pennsylvania posse, and everything that goes on there with the fans, and the passion that goes along with it. So I just really enjoy being a part of that, and growing up there and getting my start there. So I always enjoy going back also.
All right, Logan, here's another good one. Which one of your Woo regulars do you love racing side by side with, and which one of the Woo racers do you almost hate to get side by side with, because that's going to be the toughest pass you've actually got to make?
I have a lot of respect for all those guys. They're very good at what they do, and that's why they're at the level that they are. I don't consider any type of racing a higher form of racing. I believe sprint car drivers and some of my competitors are the best in the business, and I feel like that's why a guy like Kyle Larson comes back to run them, and really enjoys running them, because they're a crazy machine, and they're tough to tame. So it's I really enjoy sprint car racing, and respect all the guys that are out there. Sure, there's you're gonna butt heads with some guys sometimes, and there's some cleaner drivers, or some more careless ones out there, but that's that's part of it. And I'm not going to name any names.
Damn it, that's what we were looking for.
You can read some of my interviews from last year on maybe who my favorites are and who's not.
All right, well, let me put it this way to you. Outside of your own teammate and family, who is your go-to guy that you are most likely to be friends with on the road?
Most likely to be friends with. I don't know. Sheldon's a pretty easy guy to get along with. He's kind of a split image of Jack, and I think everybody likes Jack. So, but like I said, there's a lot of crew guys that I would hang out with, and some of them have helped us in the past, like Joe Mooney, works on the 49 car. He's still a good friend of ours, and Brendan Collum helped Jake last few years, and he's moved on to help Spencer Basin this year. But he was just at my house last weekend, so I enjoy hanging out with crew members, and I don't really hang out with other drivers if that's what you're asking me. It's just not how I am.
I do have one outside of sprint car racing. What's one race in the entire world, you can pick anything, that you'd really like to run that you haven't yet?
I like to run like the late model Dream or something, just because I love Eldora. I'd hop in a late model or something like that, and run one of those big races at one of my favorite racetracks. I think that would be pretty neat.
Would you ever consider doing the Chili Bowl?
Yeah, if it starts paying something.
Yeah, sure.
For a guy who races for a living, it doesn't make any sense to run a race that has 400 cars and pays $10,000 to win. I just never understood it.
Well, it's the mystique of the trophy and the mystique of the event. Sometimes it ain't about the money, from what I understand, that gets the people that's getting drawn to the actual race. I mean, You can look at that with some of your local Saturday night racing up there. you know, back before you started touring the thing, I mean, y'all all had that one race that you just had to make sure that you won because it was a local deal.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool event. It's just something that's never been too close to my heart, and it's definitely enjoy watching it and doing all that. If I got a ride one year and the opportunity was right, I'd probably do it. It looks like a really fun event.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, I'll get a car put together or something. We'll get you out there. Yeah. I did have one more question for you before I pass it off completely to Chad and Jared here. Do you have a pre-race ritual that you like to stick to?
Nah, I like to have a little time before the races, and I'd say an hour. I like to spend time and help the guys work on the cars throughout the day. It's kind of how I grew up and what I was, growing accustomed to, and really feeling confident about my car hitting the racetrack. But I like to get it done early and kind of have time to sit in the trailer and kind of reflect on everything and just look over the car and really feel confident about what I have going on. But I've never been really a superstitious guy, anything like that. I do have what do they call it? What do they call it, Bill? A tiger's eye. I put in my pocket sometimes, and
Oh yeah.
my girlfriend got me at one of these stores. I don't know, some kind of. I do it more for them, but it's some kind of gem or something you stick in your pocket. It's supposed to bring you good luck, but I don't really do a whole lot of that. It's like I said, it's more for just to get the good vibes going.
Yeah, I'm the one you want to ask that question. I mean, I think I can tell you what shirt I was wearing at what particular win, or what shoes or pants, or did I walk in the track a certain way and all that stuff. Sometimes it gets a little bit too much.
Yeah, you're not superstitious, but you're a little stitious.
You had an outcome. Yeah, you had some sort of impact on what happened, and really you didn't. But no, it's fun. It's fun just to think about whatever you can do. For me, it's like, what can I do to help, put everything in line, or put the vibe right, or, the stars aligned or whatever. It's just fun being a part of all this. Like I said, I've been fortunate to be in the sport for a long time. It's in my blood and things. So I'm kind of an adrenaline junkie and passionate about everything I do and stuff. So I think about all that stuff, but then at the end, like Logan said, it really doesn't make a whole lot of difference. You're showing up every night, and like I said, you just got to do everything you can to be ready, help him be ready. That's kind of where I like to do it from a sponsor standpoint, or a PR guy, or mud scraper, whatever it is. Just try to say, hey, this is what we got tonight. Let's do everything we can, and just try to be there for him. So that's the fun part for me. And we'll circle all the way back to the whole family part of it. It's for me, I've been around the sport a long time, and been able to work with Logan here since 2018, and to see him experience some things through these last 4 years, and his family, and which is my family, and for him to be able to do it with his grandfather, my father-in-law, it's pretty special. It's a pretty unique situation where Logan, like you talked about earlier, a true family team effort, and everybody's involved, from Michael, building the motors, to everybody that's been a part of it, whether it's Logan's grandmother or his dad, or everybody that we get to celebrate with. We're one big happy family for sure. Competitive family, but happy family, especially his mom. His mom's very competitive.
Well, I understand that, and I know that I get to be a small little part of that Team Shark racing and everything, just because I helped to design and work on the mats that go in the haulers and everything. But
that's right. That's a big part. You keep it clean. We walk in there and we're playing the game. We're showing everybody some love. Those Drydene rugs look awesome. Shark racing on them. I keep on the guys do a great job keeping the trailer looking good, and it's the whole package, buddy. And you help make sure we're doing our part too.
But I was actually wanting you. Me and you worked real hard to make sure we had that mat before Christmas for the trophy room. So I was wondering if Logan or you would like to talk about the trophy room and how that's coming along, and the building of it and all of that good stuff.
I'll let him talk about it. It's awesome. I'll let him talk about it. It's going to run out of room. We got a lot of good stuff in there, but I'll let Logan tell you about it.
Yeah, trophy room at my house you're talking about?
Yeah, because I know me and Bill got you a good sized mat for that place.
Yeah,
before
that was
Christmas.
it was an awesome Christmas present. But No, I have it downstairs. I hope to outgrow it pretty soon. It we got some trophies down there. Some of them I gave away to some people that mean a lot to me. I kept some of them. The big part of it that really means a lot to me. I basically have every helmet since I started racing when I was a little kid, and we started hanging them on the wall. So, like I said, I kind of hope to outgrow it quick, but I have to show a picture soon. It's kind of got the checkered flag floor and big TV for when we have people over, like you're talking about the Chili Bowl, and we had people over there a few weeks ago to watch that. So it's trying to make it a little hangout area, and it's like I said, I definitely hope to keep adding to it.
Yeah, I'll finish off. I got one more question here. This is the first off season really since I got into the World of Outlaws. I got into it about middle of summer during the Lernerville race. That was the first ever World of Outlaws race I went to. But I was able to keep up with some of the off season news. There's going to be 3 Rookie of the Year contenders this year with the 18-year-old Noah. Casey Kane's going to be a rookie, even though he's been around for a long time, and Spencer Baston, which I got to see a win at Port Royal in October. You got those 3 rookies. You got all the big names coming back. I think Rico Abreu's running a majority of the World of Outlaws schedule, and Tanner Thorson's going to be running. So what kind of expectations do you have this year? And is this going to be a pretty good season with all the good big name drivers racing this year?
My goal is to just get better and better. So, we had a championship run there 2 years ago, and I feel like we were faster this past year. And in 2021, we just had some DNFs that we needed to clean up. So I feel really good about our chances to run up front. And, that's my goal. Like I said, I'm, very proud of the team that we've built and the people involved in it. So I expect to be at the top, and that's my goal is to win races and be consistent and be there at the end to run with the best of them, and be the first guy from Pennsylvania to win an outlaw championship.
The sport's really grown, guys. I mean, it's incredible. Logan, since he started in 14, it's grown a bunch. You see Dirt Vision streaming every race, sponsors coming, like you said, more and more guys coming out there, and Logan talked about the guys like Kyle Larson. They like coming in and running these cars because not only it helps them get better at their other series that they run. He mentioned Tanner Thorson or some of these Tyler Courtney or some of these guys that were USAC champions wanting to come run with the best of the best. And it's because of how good these guys are. And Logan's being, humble himself there, but to run up front the way he does, the battle, we went all the way to the last race of the year, battling with Brad Sweet for the championship in 2020. And, yes, we had some bad luck last year that may have kind of kept us from being in that same position this year. But through adversity, you get stronger. And I think that's one of the things, and Logan will test it too, when he started, the tour beats you up, and you have to be mentally strong, physically strong. Night in, night out, you have to be your best. And the fans are the true winners of it because the racing is so good. You asked earlier about what's your favorite track, size, shape, form. It's the next one a lot of times, because the night before the race was so good. So it's going to be an awesome season. 2022 is going to be fantastic. Starting Evolution next week. But, yeah, the caliber competition is terrific. And like I mentioned, the true winner is all the fans that get to watch the races all across the country and on Dirt Vision every time we race.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Like I said, I never really got into sprint cars until this past summer. And the first race I went to down in Lernerville, I was just blown away with how awesome that was. Like, I got to see the 4-wide salute, the fireworks and everything. I'm like, man, I'm hooked already. And then next thing you know, I got the Dirt Vision subscription, and now I'm following all the teams and drivers and everything. And it's just grown on me a lot over the past year.
Well, Chad mentioned what an adrenaline rush it was watching Logan go around Charlotte. I mean, just up on the wall, just hammer down, and it's a drug for sure. It's a life sentence. Once you get it in your blood, it's not going anywhere. So I'm glad we finally got you to the right side of the short track world here, and get you to come out to a lot of races for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah. I think this is about a good stopping point for us. Bill, Logan, thank you so much for your time. I'd love to meet you guys. Being that I live in Wyoming, I've never been to an Outlaws race because you guys are, hours away from me at the closest. But I'd still love to meet you guys. I know, Chad, you'll still be in contact with Bill in the future. You guys have any last words, sponsor plugs going out?
Yeah. We always got.
Go ahead, Logan. Go ahead. You got it, bud.
Yeah, we always got to thank all our sponsors. Everybody that's a part of Shark Racing. Like I said, Relodyne that's on board this year with their brand Duramax, and Drydene Performance Products, who's been on board with us for since 2018. So a big part of Shark Racing, and C&D Rigging with Kevin and Doug, big part of Shark Racing, and very to have them. They come to a lot of races throughout the year, and NGK Spark Plugs has been with us for a few years now, and just all our product sponsors, Smith Titanium, DMI, Wing Dynamics, Triple X, Newman's Racing Engines, and anything, FK Shocks, anybody else that I'm forgetting. So a lot of people to thank, and just like to say thank you for having me on. We'll have to do it again soon. I wasn't really prepared for something like this tonight, so we'll do it again soon when I'm a little more prepared, and I hope I can give you a little better podcast going on. But thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
How about we do something in the middle of the year when y'all have got a little more time involved to where you're not racing? We'll do a mid-season checkup, and then maybe hit you again right there when we get to Charlotte. Maybe we can do it live while we're at Charlotte one night for the World Finals. How about that?
Sure, that sounds
like
good. We'll do something like that. We'll be a little more prepared and get it going good and have a good interview. It'll be good.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Like Logan said, sorry I'm driving and it's dark and I'm beeping and all that other stuff, but hopefully we gave you guys a good feel for what Shark Racing is all about, Drydene and Logan and everything that's going to happen with this. But yeah, we'd love to do it again sometime, and we can kind of see how things are going with the season and catch up with you guys down the road for sure. But do appreciate everybody that's involved with the team. Like Logan said, we're one big family, from the sponsors. Everybody's a part of what's happening. Product people, corporate sponsors, family, friends, fans, you guys, media, everybody that's out there. Without everybody, we couldn't be doing this, that's for sure.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys for coming on. It was a blast to have you guys on. Again, Slick Track Podcast is still very new. We're just a branch off of FanFuel Motorsports. We'll definitely have to do this again if you guys are willing. Like Chad said, maybe something mid-season or towards the end of the year. I'd be more than happy to have you guys on again.
And we could easily, and Bill, I believe we could easily do that and maybe get one or two of the other World of Outlaw drivers on here for the late model side as well. Sure.
Be happy to help you out.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching here live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Go ahead and follow us at FanFuel MSM on Twitter. Capital F, capital MSM. Go ahead and like us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. Check us out. We are going to be bringing you guys some more episodes. And then follow our main podcast as well. It's under that same page. We go live every Wednesday. So again, I am Colton, followed by Jared, Chad, and our guests tonight, Logan Schuchart and Bill Klingbeil. Thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Y'all
Thank
have
you.
a great week.